Hope you're well, having a lovely start to your weekend and keeping nice and cool in this weather. It is somewhat very warm, isn't it? And we're not geared up for it. So we are going to get cracking this morning with stretch. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot one. So we're going to start actually on the floor today. We'll just come onto the floor, shoes off if that's comfortable for you. Oh, here's Kathy. Just get Kathy on board. Get Kathy in. Morning, Kathy.
Morning.
Right.
Right.
Let's get moving this morning, nice and gently. Ugh, sweaty,
Yeah.
sweaty.
Mute.
But we'll get going and get cracking. Okay. Cool. Just making sure Facebook is all right. Okay. Let's start on the floor, nice and gently. Is that playing in the background? Sorry. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Right. So, like technical advances. Okay, let's start onto the floor here, nice and gently. Bring those feet in nicely, nice and together. Bring them towards you as much as you can, and slowly sitting and opening up those hips. It is warm. It is hot. Make sure you drink plenty of water today. Nice and gently sit side to side, nice and close to you with those feet. Excellent, good. And just sitting into this, taking in some deep breaths, trying to exhale that warmth that we've got at the moment. Good. Excellent. Brilliant. You're going to release your left leg, keep your right leg in, and then what I want you to do is reach for that toe on the left side, whilst pushing down this right hip into the floor as much as you can. Good, excellent. Bring that toe up towards you. If you can't reach the toe or the foot, staying on the ankle, nice and gently there. Excellent, good. And gently swapping sides, bringing that left leg in, dropping that hip down, extending that arm to get that toe if you can, stretching out your hamstrings whilst pushing down the other side. Brilliant, good. From there, you're going to bring the knees up and then bring the knees together and sit into a seated position. Just let Carolyn in. So sit into a seated position, feet flat on the floor, hands behind you, feet flat on the floor, and then just working through those hips nice and gently, side to side. Morning, Carolyn. So working through those hips, side to side, opening up and getting that rotation through the hip joint. Oh, it's warm. It's so warm. Excellent, good. Keep it moving side to side, dropping that inside knee inwards as much as you can. Excellent, really pushing that inward knee in as far as you can, getting that extension through those hips. Good. See how much more mobility you get in them. Good. Side to side. Keep working through it. Excellent. I've got Fly, who's become my friend. Good. One more time on each side. One. Good. And then the other. Excellent, good. Bring your legs behind you into a figure of 8. Your top leg is on top of your thigh, and we're just slowly going to sink into the front hip. Okay, nice and gently. So you might be right over the top and then on the floor, depending on your hip flexibility. Just really pushing through that front hip, feeling it in the back of this leg that's at the front. Your back leg is just there for positioning and support. Excellent, good. holding it there for a good couple of seconds. Feeling that stretch, really try and get deeper if you can. Reach on forwards as far as you can into it. Good, excellent. Walking those hands back. We're going to go swivel, swivel, swivel around. The other leg is going to come round on top of that thigh and sitting forwards into this hip again as much as you can, stretching out the back of that glute, the hip flexor. Just taking your time to work through it. So you might start off up here and that might be enough of a stretch, and then you might come all the way down. Depending on your flexibility, you might be hands on the floor in front of you. It really depends. Excellent, good. From there, we're going to bring our knees together and we're going to sit into a child's pose. So bring your knees together, hands come forwards. Come wide with your knees and keep your toes together, reaching forwards as far as you can. Drop that head and reach. Whilst we're here, I really want you to focus on some really deep breaths in and all the way out. Fill up those lungs, push it out, good. Excellent, good. Coming up into that tabletop position. Knees stay nice and wide in line with your hips. Thread one arm through and under and stretch out the top of that back. Dropping the head if you can, nice and gently, really getting that long stretch in on top of our backs. Good, getting that nice spinal twist as well. Swapping sides, other hand goes under. Drop that head if you can. Excellent, good. One more time on each side, hand comes back. Really try and push that arm under as far as you can. Get that nice twist, push that arm under. Reach as far as you can, drop that head. Get that nice twist in that upper spine. And that shoulder blade, good. And then over to the other side. Please remember to take breaks if you need to today. Take some deep breaths, it is hot, even now. And I know we're only doing a stretch, but this can also make you feel really dizzy. Excellent, good. Coming back into that tabletop position. Toes, big toes together, knees out wide, sitting forwards, reaching on up. Drop that forehead to the floor if you can. How far can your fingertips go whilst you still push that bum backwards? Can you get them that little bit further, stretching up? And just working through those shoulders side to side, pushing down one, pushing down the other, the bottom of the shoulders, really as far as you can towards the ground. So just gently pushing them to the floor. Excellent. Good, nice and gently. Excellent, good. Walk your hands back. From there, we're going to take a big lunge forward. We're going to step forwards into those hip flexors as far as you can. Really push that front foot forwards. And then from there, if you want, it's completely up to you. You can come up and reach on up with your hands if you can get that extension. Or you can stay with your hands here on the inside of that leg. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Take your time here. You can do a variation of both. You can come up, stretch on back, and then come back down if you want. Do that a couple of times, whatever you feel comfortable with here, okay? Nice and gently. Good. Excellent, good. bring that foot back. As you bring that foot back, toe comes up, stretching out those hamstrings. Try and sit into your bum. Reach those toes up. If that's too uncomfortable for you and you're up here, that's fine. Depends on your hamstring mobility. Good. Sit into that leg. Excellent, good. Foot comes back down to the ground and you swap sides. Taking big lunge forwards again with that right leg sitting into that front hip and feeling it in the back. And again, option to come up here and extending that stretch through that hip flexor. Option to stay on the inside of your foot here. Choose what works for you. You can do variation again to get that little bit of an extra stretch in that hip, keeping nice and square and coming down. Holding it here for a couple of seconds. Excellent, good. Coming back, sitting back into that knee and that heel, that bum. Bring that toe up, really stretching out the back of those hamstrings. Excellent, good. Coming back onto that foot, into both knees together here. If that's not comfortable for you, come onto your bum, into a seated position that's comfortable for you. I am literally sweltering. One arm comes up and over to the other side, really focusing on those really deep breaths. And what I want you to aim for is getting that bicep to that ear. Really pushing and getting that long stretch underneath our armpits, underneath our arms, good. And then swapping sides. Be careful as you rotate through this because you might feel dizzy from the round and round and roundy. So really get that long stretch across, get that arm as far as you can towards your ear. Excellent, breathing in. Good, excellent. Good, take some deep breaths in. And then all the way out. Reaching on up as far as you can. One more time. Excellent, good. From there, we're going to come onto our bottoms, nice and gently. Closing our eyes, we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. Hands come out either side, okay? And we're just gently going to draw big circles with our hips, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. Remember to keep your feet and your knees together as you do this. Engage the core whilst you're doing it. Good, keep going in the same direction. Good. Excellent, and then round the other way. Keeping those knees in. Drawing a big circle with those hips, palms face upwards. And then you're going to gently drop the feet back down to the floor. And I want you to create an arch with your back, so pushing your tummies up towards the ceiling and then releasing it back down to the ground. So we're doing a revert cat-cow, so pushing that back into the ground and then pushing your bellies back up. So really creating that spinal arch. And then back down. We're going to work through this gently. Closing your eyes. Focusing on taking some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Push that tummy out. Good. And then down. Into the ground. Drop those hips. Really push that lower back as far as you can. Good. Excellent. And then push it up. Good, and then back down to the ground. push, 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 push your lower back into the floor, and then up. One more time on each. Up towards the ceiling your tummy goes. Hold it. Good. And then push it down all the way, all the way, all the way. Good. Push it down into that ground. Good. Excellent. Your knees come glued together. You're going to drop them gently to the side. And then what I want you to do is bring the top leg up towards your head and chest. You can hold onto it if you can. Your aim is to try and get a nice stretch in that lower back. You might take you a few attempts to actually get the positioning of this right. The leg that's on the floor can actually straighten, and you're going to try and bring that knee up as high as you can towards you. It doesn't have to be on the floor. If it is, brilliant. Good. And then gently round the other way. Oh, good. Bring that knee up towards you. Yeah, see, that's that side are better than the other side. And you might find this as well. So you're getting that stretch in that glute, that piriformis muscle, and then bring the knees together. And then swap sides one more time on each side, really trying to hold that stretch as much as we can. You can straighten the leg, you won't feel it as much. And try and push that knee down to the floor if you can't feel it in that glute. Good. One more time. Ooh, it's hard. Good. And then over to the other way. Good. And then when you're ready, back to bringing your knees together. From here, we are going to drop one foot down to the ground. The other knee is going to come up to a chest. You can either hold this on your shin or the back of your leg. You're just going to hold it, trying to straighten the opposite leg as far as you can. Just hold it there. Excellent, good. And then swapping sides, bring that knee in, straighten that other leg. Excellent, good. And then bring that knee in towards your chest. Excellent, good. Bringing both knees together, let's hold the back of the knees or the shins. Keep your knees together, feet together, and you're just going to roll through that lower back nice and gently. Excellent, good. Brilliant, good. Bring your hands beside you. Knees come down, or hands come down, palms downward to face the ground. And I really want you to take a few deep breaths in here, so you're going to bring all the way in. And then breathe all the way out. Focus on filling in those lungs all the way to the bottom and exhaling that way, so all the way in. Two more. Good, and then just gently back to normal breathing, slowly rotating those knees just from side to side if you want, or you can stay static, up to you. Excellent, good. then when you're ready, just starting to wake up those fingertips, opening your eyes nice and gently, or you can stay here for a couple more minutes. It's completely up to you. Whatever you want to do. You might want to reach on up with your arms, stretching them up above your head, if that feels comfortable. Excellent, good. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up into that seated position that's comfortable for you. Don't come up too quickly so that you don't get too dizzy. Opening up those eyes, nice little lower body stretch this morning. Taking your time to rise and taking your time to just be there, or if you want to get up and get cracking with your day, completely up to you. Just making sure you're focusing on that breath. Don't come out of this too quickly. And taking your time. Good. Well done, everybody. Excellent. Okay, so that is us done for this morning. I will see you all on Monday afternoon, 6 o'clock. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Stay hydrated, stay out of the sun, and I will see you. You're very welcome. I will see you Monday.